Hey guys, it's been a little bit since you've seen me, not counting the trailers that I uploaded recently, but just like an overall video. It's been a while. This video was supposed to come out a long time ago. Like, this was supposed to be my second video, maybe after the Legends video, but I kind of got sidetracked and I wanted to do other stuff, and this video kind of was very long for me at the time after editing 2-hour or more long videos. So some of the stuff that is in this video may be a little bit out of date by now. Especially there is one point where I talk about a serious kind of situation that was relevant for the time, but now is like months old, you know, news. And if I try to cut some of this stuff out of the video and make it up to date, I genuinely think my computer will explode and I will be a charred corpse. So some of the stuff might be out of date, especially because they just did a second Q&A, like literally in August. So I just wanted to get this video out there. I mean, it's been sitting here just collecting dust, and I made a promise that I would get this out, so I'm getting it out. Whether or not it's got some out-of-date information or not, maybe I'll come in and later in the video and just, you know, say, oh yeah, by the way, this is this is that, blah blah blah, you know, all that shit. But anyways, I think I've yapped long enough for 2 minutes. I think it's time I start the video. Bear warning, this video, I sound a lot different. You know, this was literally supposed to be like my second video, so if I glaze, sorry. You know, I was still a rookie back then with making videos. I'm a lot more talented. No, not really, I'm not talented at all now, but you get what I mean, okay? You get what I mean. Video's gonna be a lot different from what my current ones are kind of like, sort of, whatever. Let's get started. Start the fucking video! Sonic Galactic. This game's on the list too. Let me grab the list. The list of anticipated games, I got it right here. And see, right here, number 2, or wherever the fuck this line is, number 2, Sonic Galactic, it's up there, I love. When I tell you I love this game, I mean it. When this demo ended, I had the biggest smile on my face as a singular tear rolled down my cheek. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you get my point. Brought to us by Star Team, Sonic Galactic is a what-if kind of scenario. Like, what if Sonic Team decided to make a 2D Sonic game for the SEGA Saturn? And they nailed that aesthetic. Everything in Galactic is rocking a 32-bit style. It really feels like it could have existed on 5th gen hardware. Of course, they take some creative liberties because, you know, they're not bound by the limitations of the SEGA Saturn, but they are taking authenticity into account. This game is just eye candy to see. The character sprites, the backgrounds, the tile sets, everything here is rocking that 32-bit era charm, while making some changes. Sonic Galactic tries to change up the formula with a new setting, new zones, and a new character, as it continues the storyline of the old Genesis and Mega Drive games. The unique spin they take on the classic Sonic formula just slots in so easily, just like a puzzle piece. Like how Mania changed up the formula by adding the drop dash and now we can't go back. Now, I'm going to get a tiny bit serious for just a moment, but I just need to get this out there. It needs to be heard. I have seen this everywhere. People calling Sonic Galactic the Mania 2 that we deserved. But no, Sonic Galactic is not Sonic Mania 2. It's Sonic Galactic. It's its own thing, and I don't think we should compare or put this game on a pedestal like it's a gift from the gods above. Like, even the developers behind Galactic have commented on this and pretty much said exactly what I said, just in like a single sentence. Sonic Galactic deserves to get treated like its own game, its own entity, because at the end of the day, it's Sonic Galactic and not Sonic Mania 2. Holding fan games on pedestals like this is not healthy. It raises the standards so high and makes the fan gaming scene more volatile, which then causes fan game devs to fight amongst each other to see who can make the best next Mania 2, instead of doing things their own way, adding their own spins on the classic Sonic formula, like they should, because they're non-profit fan games. They have all the freedom in the world to add their own style, their own flair to Sonic, and making it a competition is just not healthy. Okay. I'm sorry I just sprung that on you guys, but I just needed to get that out there because that's been bugging me for so long. It's been bugging fan game devs for so long, so I just needed to get that out there. But enough of that. It's time we move on to the actual game. So, grab a drink and some snacks, and welcome to the world of Galactic. Now, before we get into the levels or the story, we need to talk about the characters, because there's not one, there's not two, but there is 5 playable characters, and they all play differently. You've got Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Fang, and their own original character, Tunnel. Now, how do they play? Well, Sonic plays, like Sonic. You can run, jump, spin dash, all the normal stuff. Sonic can now run over water at his base running speed, all the other characters can as well. And he also has the drop dash, great addition as always, but there's been a change to it. Sonic can now use the drop dash on walls, like a wall dash, which can either send him up or down depending on which way you want to go. This has completely changed how I play classic Sonic fan games. Now every time I go to other fan games, I try to drop dash up the walls, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm stupid. I'm not playing Galactic. Also, as Sonic, you can still drop dash with elemental shields. The shields now have their respective moves mapped to a completely different button. Although this feature is only for Sonic, and I hope it passes on to the other characters as well. Tails is Tails. You can spin dash, you can fly, not infinitely of course. But they added a flight cancel to him, so if you press your flight button and hold your down key, Tails will curl back into a ball and fall to the ground. Very useful. Knuckles plays pretty much how he has before. You can climb walls, you can slide down them, you can spin dash, break through walls. He's got the shorter jump, pretty much all the same. But the craziest thing they did in this game is with his glide. In all previous games, when you would glide as Knuckles, he would always revert to his base speed for gliding. So if you did a spin dash into a glide, he would revert to his base speed. Not here though. Knuckles now carries all his momentum in his glide. So if you're skilled enough and can pick up enough speed, you can probably glide across entire levels. Such a simple change, but it completely changes how you play Knuckles. Really good addition. Even though it's so simple, really good. Fang has his trusty cork gun and a spin dash. The cork gun is used like a double jump here, except the longer you hold down the jump button, the more powerful and higher you'll go. This ability can be very useful to get up to high places, and also hit switches that others cannot, since his bullets can go through tiny crevices like this and hit switches and item boxes. You can also destroy badniks with the gun, so yeah, overall a well and very fun unique moveset. Now onto Tunnel. Tunnel is Starteam's original character for this game, and his moveset is so fluid. You have the spin dash, of course, but with Tunnel you can perform a dive, which will make him burrow himself into the ground. Now with your directional keys, you can choose where you want to go, whether it be up, left, or right. With this, you can also attach to walls and ceilings. And if you're in a cramped space, you can pick up some speed by just zipping across from the floor to the ceiling, floor to the ceiling, floor to the ceiling. It's nuts. If you use the dive on a steep slope that he can't burrow into, Tunnel will curl into a ball, which carries all of his momentum from the dive. So if you dive from really high up and land onto a steep slope, you will just go fucking flying. Now, if you've noticed, All of these characters have moves to make them go up. Sonic with the wall dash, Tails with flight, Knuckles climbing walls, Fang with his double jump, and Tunnel with his dive. All of this is intentional because Galactic's level design is very vertical, and you'll need some vertical movement while traversing Illusion Island. Now, what is Illusion Island? Well, sit down. Let me tell you a story. Illusion Island, a mysterious island that is set to appear once every decade in Sonic's world. Many eons ago, it was rumored to have a meteorite of extreme power crash into the island, bringing the force of a mysterious essence. Outside that, the origins are a mystery. No one is certain of its existence. Most of the island's mysteries lie down to its nature, from different kinds of fauna never seen anywhere else, to even the surrounding waters holding a different reflection from what's actually present. Due to its mysteriously rare appearance, the island went largely undocumented, and it would remain that way for a while, if not for a certain egg-shaped menace who would choose to unravel the mysteries and disturb the peace. And how did Eggman find out about Illusion Island in the first place? Well, after the destruction of the Death Egg in Sonic 3, and as well as the Atomic Destroyer in Sonic Triple Trouble, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles celebrated their victory. Seeing as there would not be much for them to do, they all went their ways for a much-deserved extended break to relax. However, Dr. Eggman's schemes were far from finished. In a desperate search of looking for a way to restore his practically destroyed army, his energy scanner picked up a mysterious power signature like he's never seen before, coming from a location quite far from his base. A location of mystery, where the legendary Illusion Island was set to appear once every decade. Searching through his archives and books, while lacking information, Eggman had also discovered that a meteor was said to have crashed there many eons ago. Also hearing that the meteor contained tons of energy with mysterious force, the potential of utilizing such a tool would be great to him. Eventually, Eggman took off to go check it out for himself. Looking onto the meteor and its power, it was far beyond anything he had encountered before, and just what he needed to rebuild his army, allowing him to build things twice as fast as he ever could do with his normal tools, just as efficiently and strong. Eggman had realized he had found himself the greatest treasure yet. By this time, Sonic was becoming increasingly suspicious of Eggman's apparent disappearance. It wasn't until rumors of Illusion Island's reappearance and strange activity reached him that he knew that the eggy fellow was up to no good. Sonic and his crew immediately left their break to see what Eggman was truly up to. They wouldn't know it until arrival, but they would have help with this task from a character who had spent his entire life on the island, and felt something wasn't right with Eggman's influence taking over slowly. Only the 7 Galactic Gems, scattered mysteriously across the island, are capable of nullifying the Doctor's strong and seemingly unlimited power source. Sonic and Co. must collect them all to take a stand against Eggman's plans. Without them, Eggman's army of badniks will once again expand and threaten the entire world. Whew! Now that was all from their website, by the way. So, if y'all want to go read it for yourself, feel free to. Definitely recommend checking out their website because it looks really cool. Also, they released a comic on their Twitter going over the events of how Sonic and Tails ended up finding Eggman, and why Knuckles left Angel Island too, and also why Fang is here, as he's pissed at Eggman for abandoning him back in Triple Trouble. I highly suggest you go read it. It's short, but the art is beautiful and the writing is stellar. It's a good read for sure. By the way, I just wanted to point out this little detail on their website. If you go and press one of the buttons that leads to an incomplete page, there's this little sketch of Fang and Sonic with this prompt saying, "The webmaster has a nap. Hold out, webmaster," which is a very fun reference to one of the Sonic CD betas, where in the special stage, since it's incomplete, there's some text flashing saying, "The programmer has a nap. Hold out, programmer." I thought that was neat. That's a neat little reference. Moving on to the actual game itself, we start with a little intro cutscene with the whole gang flying towards Illusion Island together, as they pick up speed and head straight for the island. Flying through a patrol of badniks, they safely land on the pier of Verdant Isle, where they run into Tunnel. Rewinding back to see how Tunnel met Sonic and Co., well... This dude almost got trampled by Eggman's forces storming the island. As he pokes his head out from the dirt, he sees Sonic and Toad in the distance. That's when he decides to go investigate. And that's how we start. Moving straight into gameplay seamlessly. Sonic Galactic has 3 zones in its current demo: Verdant Isle, Coral Garden, and Luminoucity. And then there's also Blueprint Tutorial if you want to count that. And we're going to go over all 4 here because, well, they're fun and they're colorful and they're really good levels. So I'm just going to go in depth about all of them. So let's continue. There's not much I can say about this zone because, well, it's tutorial level. But I do want to say a couple things. This background here is probably one of my favorites. Huge props to whoever drew this. I love the large mountains in the back with the huge waterfall, and the aesthetic of the zone as well is just clean, with the grid-like debug look to it, and the colors just work really well with each other. It's honestly nice to have a level like this in a Sonic game because it can introduce those who aren't used to the fast gameplay of Sonic and slowly ease them into it, teaching them how momentum is the biggest thing at play here. It'll also teach them how the other characters work as well, because 2 of the characters here have unique movesets. Overall, decent tutorial level. Pretty good. Pretty good. Also, the super badnik they use here to teach you how bosses work just creeps me out. I don't know what it is. It just creeps me out. The background, the tile sets. Oh my god, all the pixel art here is... Oh my god! There's not a lot I can say about Verdant Isle. This zone has barely changed since the original stage demo. And honestly, it needs no changes. It is completely fine as it is. Especially the tile set here has really not changed since like 2019, as shown in the 5th anniversary video. So I mean, I guess if it's perfect, you don't need to change it at all, so yeah. Halfway through the level, it turns from early morning to midday. Now that's just cool. That's a nice detail. The level design here is amazing too. Having to create level design that'll match the playstyles of 5 different characters must have been a challenge, but it was totally worth it in the long run, because playing through Act 1 as all 5 characters just feels fun. The level design complements their movesets perfectly. Honestly, there's not a lot I can say about Act 1, it's just a good opening stage. Moving on to the super badnik of Act 1, overall it's a decent mini-boss. It's not too difficult, but overall it's a pretty easy fight. It can switch up its moves before you destroy it, so that's a good thing, and it's a running boss. Everyone loves a good running boss. Moving on to Act 2, and I just love that we moved from the shore of Verdant Isle to the lush jungle-like forest of the zone. But as you play through and reach the top, you finally see the sun break through and shine upon you. You get a nice view of the water and the large mountains in the distance as well. Level design here is, once again, amazing. I'm going to say that for pretty much every level here, because the level layouts work for all 5 characters so smoothly, which is nice. Now, when we near the boss arena, we see Eggman in the back, and he sees us running to the stage and he bolts off ahead of us. Then this leads us straight into the boss. Now, the boss here for Verdant Isle is pretty good. It's got some depth to it. You can sneak a quick hit before he slams into the ground. And now here, you have to time your hits, because as he spins, he's going to shoot electricity up the shell of the boss. So the only way to hit the weak spot on the top is to time it correctly. And now, once he flies into the air again, you can hit the bottom, but as he flies across the air, you have to dodge projectiles or little drones that he'll send down that shoot out sparks and lasers. Then he'll drop back down to the bottom, and then repeat. So it's not too easy, but it's not too hard, so overall a decent Act 2 boss. Once defeated, the boss spits out this crystal, the same as the previous boss. I assume this is Eggman's new artificial power source, but we'll talk about that later when we get to the special stage. As you step off the capsule, we continue our journey, coming up to some ruins. As a gate opens, we run across the ancient architecture. And this happens. Yeah, Sonic fucking dies. Jokes aside, we're launched into the vast sea below. Oh god, a water level! Is what most would say, but not me. You see, I'm one of those losers who loves water levels in Sonic games. Hell, I like Labyrinth Zone. I said it. I like Labyrinth Zone in Sonic 1. It's a good level if you know how to play it, okay? And this, Coral Garden Act 1, is probably one of the best water levels ever. No exaggeration. It's fast and enjoyable. The whole thing where all the gimmicks here give you air is amazing. I especially love this gimmick with the flowers that give you a temporary bubble shield. It's funny, Moon Facility had a similar gimmick to this. I guess great minds think alike. The background here is also just beautiful. I'm gonna say that a lot because I just really love good backgrounds. Short ways into the level, you run into Mr. Krabs' crack-addicted cousin because, oh my god, this crab is a crackhead. You see this dude throughout the entire level as it slams its body through the walls and the ground like it's been injected with a ketamine-infused Chaos Emerald. But back to the level itself. Oh my god, this level is long, and I didn't even realize it. Remember what I said about level design before? Well, I'll say it again, because once again, amazing. Act 1 is always fun to play. Sometimes I forget that this act is 7 to 8 minutes long. I think my first run was almost 11 minutes long because it was the first time I saw this stage, but I didn't even realize it. Everything just flows together so well, with all the gimmicks and level design combining to make a good stage. Now, as we reach the end of the level, the music starts to fade away slowly as we hop into the pipe. The environment begins to change to that of a temple, with brick and pillars scattering throughout the area. We entered the last tube, bringing us out of the water and into the temple itself. And then it's back. Of course, the cocaine crab would be the boss of this act. This is actually something Galactic tends to do a lot, where they tease the mini-boss in Act 1. Now, this Super Badnik was a little hard to hit, but I soon found out that you could just roll into its legs, just dismembering it, and once they're gone, it tips over, so you can hit the different parts of it much easier. Also, I just want to point out this background, which has these large statues in the back. We'll be coming back to this later. Once you finish Act 1 and walk past the signpost, it's eerily quiet. As you walk forward, you're presented with a pillar that you have to jump up onto that leads you to this teleporter, which takes you all the way up to Act 2 is more beautiful than Act 1. We're above the water now, as there are these structures in the back protruding out of the ocean as the moon shines down onto the water. This level is overall fun as well, though underwater sections here take a back seat, so you'll be above ground most of the time if you're good. Most of the gimmicks here return from Act 1 with a couple new ones as well. There are these bombs that you can push. Once you hit them, they begin to tick down and then eventually explode, although if they hit a wall, they instantly explode. And this can lead to finding some secrets. There are also these moon symbols that shoot out rings when you hit them. Definitely think they should use a different sound because at first I thought I got hit. But then I realized where the sound was coming from and I'm like, oh, that's it. You got these anchors made of copper that'll bring you where you gotta go. And how do I know it's copper? Well, I mean, they're oxidized. You can see it's got oxidate. I'm a nerd, sorry. But yeah, there's not much I can say about Act 2. It's overall just fun. Tile sets are good. They use the same one from Act 1, so now we move on. As we fall down this pit here, landing at the bottom, and as we walk forward, we're presented with a cutscene. We see this mural with these 7 different colored stones, the Galactic Gems, and this object in the middle. 2 egg robos are cutting it out of the wall with drills, and a new face is in the middle. Now, I did some research, and this is not a hard-boiled heavy, as they don't even exist in this universe. Consider this guy like an evolution of the egg robos. He's like the commander. The commander and the egg robos flee as they spot Sonic, retreating with the mural back to their submarine, which then leads into a chase sequence. Oh, fuck yeah! This is also the exact same submarine that sent us here to Coral Garden. I really like this chase sequence. It's fun, and there's even an alternate route for Tunnel to go down and get an extra life. At the end, you hit their missile back into them and absolutely obliterate their submarine. They probably survived that. Definitely. Probably. They'll be fine. Then this leads straight into the boss. Eggman pops up in this contraption, It has 3 heads, kind of like a Hydra, and once you destroy one, Eggman jumps out of the water and tries to initiate fisticuffs with you. Like jumping back and forth, like he's ready to box. After a while, he jumps back into the water, and then you repeat the process. Hit detection was a little odd. I couldn't tell where I was supposed to hit 3 heads, and then I realized that I'm stupid, and you're supposed to hit the front, top, and bottom of the heads, but not like the back corner where like the silver is. Overall, decent boss. There's also these water bombs that he shoots up. Now, apparently you can put these back into the water and it shoots Eggman back up, but I couldn't do that because I suck at the game. So, yeah. Oh, but we're not done with Coral Garden yet, because Knuckles has his own exclusive Act 2. This entire act is unique to Knuckles, as it takes place inside the temple itself. Overall, it's a really fun level. I really love it when games have exclusive zones, or acts just for Knuckles, and they tailor it to his playstyle. The background here gets updated too, with pillars and fauna in the back, and these statues are all over the place. But that's not the only unique thing here. Knuckles has his own boss for Act 2, and I'm just gonna let the clip from my stream explain for itself. Oh yeah, I have to, what the fuck was that? Oh my god! Oh, please don't dunk on me! Please, please have mercy! Please! Please! Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, I think I just saw my life flash before my eyes. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Ugh, I think I'm dying. Oh, that thing hit me in real life. Oh, I suffered critical damage. Oh, my fucking God. After the boss, Knuckles enters the Coral Garden Shrine. The background here is just, oh my god. With those large pillars of light in the background. Walking forward, a cutscene is initiated, where we meet a new face, and a parallel to Mushroom Hill is made. Clearly, she's a very important figure to the story, and we'll definitely see her a lot more in the future, I bet. I wonder if she's a parallel to Knuckles, like maybe she's the last of her kind. But, you know, who knows. Following to where she went, you'll climb up the wall, which leads you to another mural. Knuckles walks backwards, examining the mural, until... Oh, you gotta examine that mural there, Knuckles? No, we're not going yet. We're not going yet. We need to examine this goddamn mural, Knuckles. You can chase him later. And this leads straight into the other Act 2 boss with Eggman. So as Knuckles, you fight 3 bosses. And we already know how this fight goes down, so we're gonna move on. Past the boss, you enter these coral cannons, which shoot you all the way up to... Oh, you motherfuckers. I don't mean to be mean, but you assholes are gonna start another name debate in like a year or two when this game is finished. I mean, I'm just gonna call it Luminosity, because 1, that's an actual word, and 2, it sounds way cooler than Luminoucity. Besides, this zone needs a cool name for a cool zone, because holy shit, this level is beautiful. And there are so many references, dude. Like, just to name off a few, Chaos Cola, Doyless Donuts. Who even remembers the Doyless stage glitch from Sonic 3? I learned that shit from Cybershell like years ago. That's a... What? Extreme Sports? Sonic Extreme? Cool, Sweet, and Catchy from Knuckles Chaotix? It's even got the piano like the sound test. And of course, the SEGA Saturn lampposts. And that's just to name a few. And oh dude, this background and tile sets. I've said this before, but I'm a huge sucker for city levels in games. And this just checks every single box. There are some cool gimmicks here as well, like these swinging poles, these platforms that send you in a different direction depending on your speed, these mechanical snake things. I don't know what they are, but they're cool as hell. And the best one for last, gambling. Well, I mean item box gambling, but gambling! I love gambling! Guys, I love gambling! Partway into the level, we're stopped by this traffic bot. Wow, Eggman really just placed eyes and arms onto a roadblock and called it a day. But then, we're introduced to a new character. Meet Turbo. Turbo is a new robot built from the damaged remains of Metal Sonic from Knuckles Chaotix. Unlike Metal Sonic, who is programmed to think he's the real Sonic, Turbo is programmed to believe that he's already much better than Sonic, which leads him to aura farming right in front of us. Because of this, Turbo and Metal don't get along, and I really hope that I see these two butt heads at some point in the story. Turbo follows you throughout the level, actually racing you. Now, I thought I sucked ass at the game and couldn't beat Turbo. I could never before, but on my stream last night for the first time, I beat Turbo, and you get prizes for it. So I mean, fuck yeah! Holy shit, second win against Turbo. Holy shit, I love playing as Tunnel. Ow. This all leads up to the end of the level, where you run along a stretch of road. Turbo comes up right beside you and speeds off past you. Wow, thanks for showing off, dude. This then leads into the stadium itself, and then there's Mr. Aura Farmer himself. As the crowd cheers, it seems you're about to face off against the latest foe. But then, boom! This microphone bot comes out of nowhere and knocks bro off the stage. And then this is the actual Super Badnik of the zone. And I have to say, he looks so cool. The spikes, the platform boots, the guitar. This guy is badass. Probably one of my favorite boss designs in this game so far. He's also got a ton of attacks that are fun to learn. And last night, I found out he has some new ones that I've never seen before. Eventually, you do destroy him. Goodbye, badass microphone bot. You will be missed. I also just want to take a second here to acknowledge some of the cool cameos in the back. Metal Sonic, of course, which follows you the entire time with his head. Kind of creepy. There's Rystar, Knights, Sparkster, Honey the Cat. I know this character's from Mega Man. It's got like Storm or H in its name. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. That's the ship from Fantasy Zone. And there's also just a ton of cool OCs in here. But sadly, that's where the demo ends. You leave the stadium, run past the Chaos Cola vending machine, and the credits roll. Oh, but you think that's where the end of the video is? Oh, no, 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 no. We are far from done here. We need to talk about the special stage. Throughout the stages, you'll find big rings scattered around. Like in previous Sonic fan games, these will take you to the special stage. And wow, these special stages are a ton of fun. So we're in full 3D here, which has these low poly models, and I do love me some low poly stuff. Essentially, the special stage is like an infinite runner. Your objective is to collect rings and then deposit them in the box at the end. At the start, you're presented with a total that you need to collect. And now, you're not going to get all of the rings in one go. That's why it's an infinite runner. You get, and then deposit them into the box, and then you loop back around. It tells you how much more you need to get, rinse and repeat. There are two ways to get rings here. There's rings on the ground, and the UFOs. The UFOs give you a lot more rings when you destroy them. And when your time is getting low, time UFOs pop up, like in Sonic CD. Then once you're done, you don't get a Chaos Emerald, you get a Galactic Gem. Now, almost every boss in this game has dropped something very similar looking to a Galactic Gem, but then it explodes. Well, I have a little theory here on what it could be. See, when I was talking about the story before, it mentioned the meteor that crashed into Illusion Island, and then there was the mural with the Galactic Gems, and what I think is the meteor in the middle. Well, I believe that the Galactic Gems came from the meteor itself. And these things that Eggman is using to power his latest Badniks are chunks from the meteorite, which would explain why they look exactly like the Galactic Gems. There's also this concept art that calls them meteor chunks, so that semi-supports my theory. That's just kind of what my brain came up with. Also, in the special stage, you can only collect one Galactic Gem. What if I told you there was a second one in the game? In Coral Garden Act 2, you have to find 3 switches. Now, I'm not going to give you an exact guide on how to find them, but if you want to find them yourself, you can go watch my stream VOD and follow my steps. I messed up a lot of times though. There were some devs inside the chat that helped me out, and God bless them for having to deal with my stupidity. After pressing all 3 switches, here, here, and here, you just play the stage as normally now. You go through the chase sequence, destroy the submarine, and then, you might have noticed this before when I was talking about Coral Garden Act 2, but there was this thing on the ground, like a door, like made out of the same purple bricks as the temple. Well, after hitting all 3 switches, this opens up, leading to a massive hole that takes you straight into the Coral Garden Shrine. And I'll just let the clip explain itself. I saw this before, I was like, what is down here? Do I just fall down here? Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh shit. What the fuck? It's green! What? 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 So here, you collect the green Galactic Gem. And honestly, seeing this for the first time was magical. I mean, finding new stuff that I didn't know existed in the demo was awesome. But I mean, that's all the Galactic Gems that you can collect in the demo. I'm sure that there's probably going to be more shrines in the future. My guess is that shrines are going to be an alternative way to get the good ending of the game. Kind of like in Sonic CD, where you can either do the special stages or destroy the machines. That's how I think it's going to work. You'll find the shrines, and they'll give you the Galactic Gems. Or you can just take the special stage for the easy route. But, you know, honestly, I might go for the shrines because the shrines are just super fun to find. If they're all going to be like that, I'm going for the shrines, dude. What? But now, we move on to the bonus stage. The bonus stage has you on this large platform in a ball, and you have to roll yourself around to collect rings, shields, and a 1-up, as well as there's invincibility here. Getting everything in the stage will give you a perfect bonus, but while you're playing, you're constantly being tracked down by the goal, and it can pull you in if you get too close, and it literally has a charge attack so it can fire itself at you. Overall, it's a great bonus stage, but oh my god, that goal orb scares the shit out of me. But now, I want to talk about the future of the game. Oh yeah, we're not done yet. I've got a whole slew of stuff to talk about. But first, we're going to start off with future zones. So, they've shown off a few zones that we'll see in the final game. The one they've shown off the most is Serene Swamp. I think that's the name. I'm not sure if that's the name. I saw it somewhere. It's probably not the name, but who cares? It was confirmed to be the 4th zone of the game when it was shown off back at the Fidel Direct in 2022. And there's some other footage of it scattered around various trailers and clips. Overall, it seems like a fun stage. I adore the music here, and the gimmicks with the fans and the mud here are pretty neat too. We also see what will probably be the boss of Act 1, the frog. The other one we've seen a lot too is this, Blooming Ridge. This has been confirmed to be the 5th zone of the game, and there's only a few clips of it out there, as well as a few screenshots. Now, I absolutely love the aesthetic of this one. I cannot wait to play it. The music here from the 9-second clip that we hear, it sounds pretty good too. The other one has only been shown off in concept art, and that's this, No zone name, but it's the ice level of the game, and it's the highest point in Illusion Island, high above the clouds. And I love snow levels. They're overall so fun. I'm so excited to see what they cook up here with the gimmicks and stuff. Then, there's a couple pieces of concept art here they released back for Galactic's 6th birthday. Here we see some pieces of art that could be future zones. I really like this castle one, or like palace, whatever it is. It looks cool. This would, a level where you run through a palace would be so fun. Hell, that would be a killer final zone for the game too. Also, I want to point this out. Humid Palace from the competition mode is an exclusive zone to that mode. And I would talk about competition mode here and how it's so fun, but I got no one to play with, so yeah, this palace sure is humid, I guess. Now, they've said before that the game itself is going to be shorter than Sonic 2, and that had 11 zones, and so far we've seen 6 for Galactic. So, a quick refresher, the zones that we've seen so far have been Verdant Isle, Coral Garden, Luminosity, Serene Swamp, Blooming Ridge, and the mysterious ice level. Now, they've said on their Twitter that they've actually shown off every zone so far, whether it was in gameplay or concept art. And I looked for a while, and I couldn't find more concept art besides that one from the castle before that could potentially be a level, so my guess is Galactic might have 7 to 8 zones, but who knows? I might be missing something. Twitter kind of sucks when showing media. Like, I could barely see their media page half the time, so I might have missed something. Who knows? Now, moving on to the next section of the video, what may or may not be a scrapped character for Galactic. Now, they made an entire thread on Amy, and I'm going to link it down in the description so you can read it for yourself, because I'm not going to be reading it out word for word, but I am going to be summarizing it. So, I highly suggest you go read the whole thing for yourself, because it gives a lot more detail into why Amy was cut from the game. Or maybe cut, who knows, we have no idea. So, development started right after the 2020 Sage demo. It had been kickstarted because of people's perception of the demo itself, with some people being a little upset that Amy wasn't in the demo, which led to a joke within development about adding Amy just to lock her on as a Sonic and Amy combo. Eventually, the idea for her gimmick was conceptualized, the Razor Pico, and we do have gameplay of Amy's gimmick in action here. So she can like stick to walls and bounce and stuff. It's fucking awesome. All things considered, the main reason why Amy was put onto the back burner was her role in the story. They didn't just want to slot her into the main group, so she would have to have her own campaign. And there are small hints about her in the game, like how they stole her car for the main menu. She's in a couple of pieces of promotional art. Overall though, I'm not sure what Amy's future will be. My guess is if she does appear in base game, it'll either be in a cutscene, or if they figure out a campaign for her, then that'll be it. Honestly though, I wouldn't mind her and her campaign being an update for Galactic. Kind of like how Triple Trouble had an Amy update, but if Amy doesn't appear, I don't really see that as a big deal. I mean, we already have 5 playable characters, so yeah, it's not that big of a deal. So now, we move on to one of the last sections of the video. Hey guys, Future Flames, back again. So originally there was going to be a huge section here where I went over the old Q&A on their Twitter and going over every single question. But like, I don't want to. Dude, it would take so much time. And most of the stuff is already common knowledge by now. But on the topic of Q&As, I might as well bring up the fact that they just did a second Q&A, which answered a lot of my questions and stuff that I had in this video. So I might as well go over a couple of these real quick. So the first one, when I theorized how many zones the game will have, it actually is officially confirmed to be 7 zones right here. And like they said, by looking closely, you'll find that we've shown a preview of them all here. So, like I said, I may have missed stuff, or I hit the fucking bullseye and all the concept art that I found is all the zones of the game. But knowing me, I probably missed something. Hell, you never know. Like, the thing with Humid Palace. Humid Palace has concept art and tile sets, everything, and is a competition exclusive. One of those concept arts could be like a competition exclusive zone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they could pull, but yeah, 7 zones, pretty good. That's one more than Sonic 1, so you got that. And then also my theory that I came up with literal months ago about the whole the like galactic meteorite chunks. I hope you can tell that I'm doing this off script. I'm literally I'm not reading a script when I'm doing this. I'm just fucking I'm dropping everything. I'm just free talking. Here it says that they're powered by galactic cores, which are fragments carved from the great galaxy, which I'm assuming that's what the big meteorite is called, the Great Galaxy? Maybe? So at least we have like an official name for those purple galactic gems now. They're called galactic cores. And they do come from the meteor. I think so. Don't take my word for that. I don't fucking work on the game. And then one thing, there's this other question here. Someone asked, how the final boss will look, and I've been wanting to know that too. I should have asked a question here, but I showed up too late, so. But anyways, they say here that the final boss takes place in the realm that doesn't reflect the surface, where all rules don't apply. I don't know what the fuck that cryptic shit means, but I have a theory. Earlier in the video, months younger me said, was reading off the lore that was on the website, and it talked about how the island's reflection in the water is different than from what's on land. So my theory might be that in this final boss, true final boss maybe, that we're gonna go to that reflection of, like, the world. Like, I guess, like, the true reflection? Or whatever? Like, I have a feeling we're gonna go from the above world to what was in the reflection. And it's gonna be all fucked up and weird and gravity, and all the fucking, like, shit's exploding, fucking, shit like that. That's my theory, anyway. I think I think it's obvious by now that I'm not reading a script for this. I am, you know what I mean. Also, there is a pseudo super transformation that happens when all the galactic gems are collected. And then there's they might react differently around a similar sort of energy. I don't know what that means, but maybe that means new super forms for the characters? I'm not sure. Maybe? Galactic Sonic, maybe? I don't know. That sounds fucking cool, though. So, and if I can find it here. There was a question that literally said that there was going to be 2 different endings. Okay, I can't fucking find it. I'm not crazy, though! I'm not crazy! I swear there was a question here where someone asked if there was 2 different endings, and they said yes. I swear I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Oh, by the way, I think this is confirming that Amy isn't in the game. The person says if Amy's not in it, no reason to play. And then they posted a gif of the fucking Lorax grabbing his ass and floating away. So I think that just kind of confirms that Amy is probably not going to be in the game. But at least they actually showed off all the cool shit that was for Amy. So, I mean, yeah, you never fucking know. Maybe they could change their mind. But yeah, I think that's all I needed to bring up. Yeah, I think so. Well, I guess that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm so sorry this took so long. I had to go through a bunch of steps with this video. I was debating cutting out sections, adding new ones, all that stuff. But I'm honestly glad I got it out. even if it took 5 months. Sorry about that. But, yeah. Don't expect a developer interview after this, because I don't have contact with the developers at all. And I'm not sure if they would want to do an interview at all, since the game is now on hold right now. So, I mean, the invitation is still out there. If any of the lead developers want to reach out to me on like Twitter or Blue Sky and they would be down for an interview, I mean, I would be down to do that. But in all honesty, you know, I'm not gonna reach out to them, because I don't really know how to contact them. Plus, they just did a big Q&A, so I don't know why I would need to interview them when they just did a Q&A. I mean, I don't think I can think of any different questions from what they were asked already. So, yeah, I think that's it. I guess I'll see you all whenever I upload. At some point, again, I'm a little busy with some other projects. You've probably seen my projects. I uploaded trailers for them on my channel if you want to go check them out. I'm working on a Sonic fan game, and I'm working on my own game. So I might not have a lot of time for videos, but I will say with confidence, the next video to come out, whenever it does come out, is going to be about Sonic Oral. Or is it Arl? Sonic Oral. Or Arl. You know, a good friend of mine, Sendo DX, thinks that Sonic Oral sounds like oral. Turbo is a new robot built from the domains. I just combined damaged and remains into domains. Fuck, I'm stupid.